Alarming news has surfaced. A popular Warrior Cats animator, previously exposed for grooming and like behavior, has returned to the internet, and disturbingly, a significant number of people are welcoming her back. Before we begin, I want to be transparent with you guys, and that is that prior to this new situation that came up, I was not familiar with this creator, and I've never really been deeply involved in the Warrior Cats fandom. So this is all new to me, and please forgive me if I get something wrong. That said, this situation goes way beyond just fandom drama. It involves serious situations that absolutely need attention and deserve it as well. My heart goes out to all the victims in this situation, and I really, really hope that she just gets help and stays out of the light. Honestly, I will be linking all relevant documents in the description below. Out of respect for viewers and to avoid spreading harmful material, I won't be displaying images included in the documents. However, I will be reading from them with heavy censorship when necessary. Viewer discretion is advised for these following topics. The creator in question goes by Sagutoyas. We're just gonna call them Sally, a Swedish content creator who is currently 28 years old at the time of recording this. According to the documents, the alleged incidents occurred when they were approximately 21 years old. Sally is well known for their Warrior Cats animations and artwork and gained a substantial following online. As of now, their YouTube channel still sits at roughly 150,000 subscribers, which is deeply unsettling given the nature of the documents that have come out against them. I'm really hoping they're bots and not real people, because it's disturbing. At this point, I'm going to read directly from the callout and claims documents. Warning: this is a callout post for the user Sagutoyas, famously known for their animations on YouTube. I want to warn those for mentions not limited to sending to minors, engaging minors, power dynamics, and hiding relationships. Disclaimer: as it is to my dismay that I share this with everyone, as I am quite surprised. As it turns out, not all victims are aware these kinds of situations are grooming, much less inclined to speak up about this kind of topic. I have alibis of multiple minors being jokingly sent NSFW images while this individual was 20 to 21 plus. I also want to mention at the time of many of these events, said individual pursued a non-platonic relationship with a 4-year age gap with a roaches! This relationship was urged upon said minor to keep quiet until their 18th birthday, and it was me and others who came to the conclusion that this was in fact grooming. No 21-year-old has any place dating a much less sending any kind of NSFW. This relationship was urged upon said minor to keep quiet until their 18th birthday, and it was me and the others who came to the conclusion that this was in fact grooming. No 21-year-old has any place dating a minor, much less sending any kind of NSFW. I do have on my account that there was at least one singular instance of this individual admitting physical attraction to said. However, this was not in text format. I frankly find this disturbing, but I do not blame any minor aware of this relation at the time being. I will state very clearly that I do have the names of adults who were aware of such a relationship occurring, but chose not to speak up and continue to support this individual without seeing any wrong in it. I ask that you respect any victim in this and do not share their identities, for I will feel inclined to share the names of the current adults who stood by and watched this happen but said nothing. This is unlikely, however, up for debate, as I will focus on this next segment and discuss some screenshots I looked through myself after pressing multiple individuals for info. I will state here that I am simply a bystander, and I felt that these actions were extremely inappropriate and frankly predatory. I will admit that I was the one who pressed individuals and discussed with several and came to this conclusion. This is absolutely unacceptable behavior, even if a few years back. Even therapists/parents and older adults, upon looking into this for a second opinion, felt it was extremely wrong. Said victims of this are not involved in any way. and I do not wish to involve them, so I ask that you do not endanger anyone by outing any involvees or turning this into a big deal. You will be blacklisted. This kind of thing is extremely traumatic and can cause a severe amount of damage to a person's psychological state of being. I am here to share why I feel this was wrong, and I hope others can see it as well. I know that anyone aware of these screenshots I'm about to show you personally agreed that this is not normal at all. I will give a summary, however, it is to my awareness that Sagutoyas, 21 at that time, agreed to start a romantic relationship with a 16-year-old and even talked about kissing and referred to each other as partners. Said minor and OP met when the minor was freshly 16 years old, and as of then I did look and find that was indeed sent back and forth, mostly via older communication points like Hangouts. The actual dating itself was 2018/first several days of 2019. I will not explain how this relationship ended, as it was not on the terms. There was never an official breakup initiated by the adult. Obviously, the mother is not at fault in this situation. It is normal for kids to look up to / even develop crushes on older peers. What was not okay was this individual reciprocating said confession and even agreeing to a non-platonic relationship. To my knowledge, it was not truly, but it is still wrong. As an adult, it is always your place to shut this kind of thing down. As an adult, whenever a minor expresses attraction, it is your job to shut that shit down. Part of what makes this wrong was said was pushed to keep this relationship a secret from the public, at least until they were of age. This is now the other document, so I'm just gonna read it and then I'm gonna give my personal thoughts. It appears I've gotten some timelines wrong. I want to mention the group chat was largely when I was 15 going on 16. OP joined the chat while I was freshly 16, and it ended a handful of months later. The actual reciprocated confession was when I was not. What helped me piece this together was how quickly all of these events had happened. I met OP at 16, and at the time I specifically remember having dating / being broken up with an IRL ex. I was in 10th grade when we broke up. And when I went into 11th grade for the few months I had there, my IRL ex no longer attended my school. I will refer to them as S. Shortly upon breaking up with S, I admitted my feelings to OP and it was reciprocated. I remember specifically because we did not immediately date while I was 16, as OP did not feel ready to do something like that, likely because I was freshly 16. And the fact that they were also going through their own breakup from an IRL as well. But I specifically remember the confession being triggered by my devastation with the IRL breakup of S, and that most of Sally and I's interactions were in fact while I was a 10th grader. I went on to date a different unnamed individual. I will not name their name, but if they are seeing this doc, they probably know who they are, as they knew OP. I turned dating this individual, and shortly after me and ex number 2 broke up. That was when I finally dated Sally. I hope this can clear things up, but there was in fact something more than just platonic at. When the relationship forcefully ended, I still had 9 something months until I was even an adult. It was January 14th. My memory is horrible with these kinds of things, and I deeply apologize, but it makes sense knowing because of our friendship was primarily and largely when I was 16, and these timelines matching up considering I had dated 2 people during these events. Evidence on my channel with my long activity goes to show that I was not 17 for long before I went on my interruption / hiatus, but the official, more romantic things indeed did happen. To be clear. There are screenshots below, but like I said, I am not sharing them. I can tell you right now, it is disgusting. It's disturbing, it's awful, and honestly, it's horrid. It physically makes me ill to see any of it, and I don't even know like what to say. When I first read this, I just genuinely had to get out of my chair and walk away. Following these allegations, Sally stopped posting around 2023. However, after only 2 years, they have begun posting again, at least on Instagram. What's arguably the most disturbing part of this new situation is the response. The comments under these posts are overwhelmingly supportive. This post was from 2 days ago, and as you can read, and please don't send any hate or anything, honestly, please don't interact at all. The awareness is what needs to happen. These comments, and again, please don't send hate to these individuals, just be aware that this is the reaction that they're getting. I don't know what the drama was, but welcome back. I'm so glad to see you back, finally. Welcome back. I wish for only progress for you from here on out. I don't know what happened to you, but I missed you. This one is crazy. Nice to see you again. I'm sorry for all the shit that happened. It was so overdramatic. That's right, the person was 17 years old then. I can't understand why people now decided to reduce her age to 15. Like, Sally was 21 at the time, and the person she was dating was 17. But I'm curious, if the person had been 18 instead of 17, would people have been so outraged? Although there's no age difference between 17 and 18. Like, leave those two alone already. The situation is long gone. Sally has long been in a relationship with someone her own age. In short, I hope they stop writing nasty things to her, and she just continues creating, at least in Blue Sky where there aren't many people. 18 and 21 is not that big of a deal. I know, right? I'm 34, and 21 and 17 are both babies to me. I think the people who think there's a massive difference are other 21-year-olds who think they're as grown up as it gets. That's a legal... See, this person, I love this person. That's a legal adult and underage teenager, big dog. Because it is. I'm sorry, but this kills me. If the person had been 18 instead of 17, would people have been so outraged? No! Because 18 is a legal adult. It's not just the fact that it happened. It was the fact that Sally knew it was weird, it was wrong, and told them to keep it a secret. It goes so much beyond this, and it was not overdramatic. I think it was underdramatic, if I'm quite honest. What pisses me off is the 34-year-old, alright? You can think that 21 and 17 are both babies to you, alright? And the massive difference are the people who think it's a massive difference are other 21-year-olds. You do realize that it's different when you're younger. I want to close with my personal thoughts. As a 21-year-old myself, the idea of engaging in such behavior like this, especially towards minors, makes me physically fucking sick. There is no excuse, there's no growth arc, there's no nostalgia or amount of time passing that makes this acceptable, especially without an apology to those affected. The willingness of people to overlook, to minimize the situation this serious, or to minimize the situation just because they like someone's art is fucking disgusting. And honestly, it says a lot about how internet culture continues to protect creators instead of victims. That's all I have to say, but it needed to be said. Ciao, guys.